It's been too long. And by too long, I mean I haven't streamed in like a week, so that has been too long. But Livland has been too long. We were last year in April, before they redid so much. Before they redid, I think, like the entire mathematics of the economy. And I spent probably a couple months, because I was like back April, got busy middle of the summer. But yeah, like a couple months playing to get back into this. Never did. Granted, that was probably in the middle of me doing Fedora, which I'm now back on again at insult to injury. But we're now back in Livland. And the economy is doing well. Trademark. Because I think keeping track of everything I've changed between streams is literally just a few more quarries. I don't remember if those existed last time. Again, I'm talking like months ago, so. But I've been running my thoughts, and I've got a few plans that we're going to implement to save this city. And it's not reflecting on my day, but thank you for reminding me why my watch is almost dead and needs to charge. So anyways, let's get into this. Few changes that I was going to implement are before the update. That's another thing that got added in that update back in about April. Was the smaller stations. So, hey, I turned off those ads.
Unlike most modern.
Probably better. But first, we will say goodbye to the police. Because that station is too big. I forget if we got a small fire department. Did we get a small fire department? We didn't, and frankly, I don't think I care for any of the European ones they added. But the police are leaving Millersburg. For now. We're going to close the fire station because that's costing us money that we need to save. What we're going to do is find these ones and make sure that... Oops. I don't care about that. No, I don't want the river. Make sure Millersburg is covered by police. I think the hospital should already be set. I don't know why that wasn't set. I didn't even put a hospital there. And fire district. Perfect. Swimmingly. I think, for the most part, that should cover us on the unnecessary services I added up here that really I shouldn't have. We could probably also get rid of the train just because it's woefully underutilized. You know what? Yeah. We're gonna do that. I'm closing the station. And I'm deleting the line for now. It's been woefully underutilized for its entire lifetime. Nobody's taking the train. It's sad. But, you know, it is what it is. Let's see. I think after that, our last focus is just me coming to a conclusion. You see, another part of the update was, as I mentioned, changing the mathematics. Part of that change in mathematique was all of these tiles we bought now cost money. And, that was part of the starter. We're sitting on a lot of undeveloped land. Oopsies. And that costs money now. Or has since April. So, what we're gonna do with our tiny surplus of $10,000 and a conveniently paused game is a bit of development. And I know the obvious place I'm turning my eyes because I both think it's overdeveloped and not developed enough. I'm never gonna make up my mind on it. Because I don't know how I feel about this transition from density to thank you, city. So let's see what we've got opened. I know there's this plot here on the, I think that's the moon. We'll call this the west. Yes, the west. This western segment here that used to be a quarry, but now is just abandoned because I realized the density of that many quarries was making too much pollution for a residential area. We can make a small residential area if we want. I mean, Millersburg Road right here. Frankly, arguably underutilized. Like, I mean, it's utilized, but it's very much just... I feel like we might be able to do more with it just because of the lack of real service it's getting. I mean, most of the service is right here, Main Street of Livland Junction. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't put too much thought into development here. I think the big place we can hit at is probably within this curve of the junction at least. Well, no, I lied. We should probably cap off this last section of the square. And what I'm at least planning to take advantage of is, I think I really liked the UK mix. So we're gonna drop a, what's that, 4? That's 4. We're just gonna drop that looking into town. And then let's see what else we want to play with for development. Because right now... Oh, give me a sec. Whew. Right now we're pretty much in the city center, which I kind of have built up the way I'd like to, but there's still a bit to be desired. Let's maybe drop, like, 4x4 right there as well. Let's not do any row houses. But now that I think that might have been something I was trying to talk myself into. Some of the last few times I've been looking at this in preparation for the coming back here. It's a largely, low density community. And we could maybe up the density in a few spots. Just like, say, around the square. So instead of having, say, low density homes right here, we up it a bit. But I think I'm going to revisit that instead. We've got what we want downtown. That's still going to take a while for me to argue with myself over. Ah, yes. Here's another spot where we can build up. Is just... Oh. Arm fell off my armrest. Finishing up this section. Because we've just got these streets that have been coming down here straight from the quarry. But have we been achieving something? That isn't this gap right here. And you know what, on second thought, instead I'm vetoing my entire decision and we're just going to go up to the giant blank canvas that we've been haven't been staring at for so much of the time I've been streaming this city. Because suddenly I'm talking about density and I'm being reminded the giant thing that has taken my mind, which is we need to up the density in Lakeview. Here. Because this is supposed to be roughly the southern tip of Livland, which I dropped a little district right up here as a rough idea of where we want downtown to be, which I may or may not buy some tiles there in the future. But right now, let's sort of build up over here with some rezoning. So I think the main thing will be we're going to take this area, and then we're going to stick to having this be North American. Yes. We're going to get rid of all this commercial that's decided it doesn't have enough customers. Whiny little stores. We're going to put in some mixed housing. Beautiful 2 blocks of it. Right behind the row homes. Which, shoot. I forgot I moved this here. This might make a strong argument for row homes. Is it just... Really? Turning off anarchy for a minute. Oh, where are iconic buildings again? Here. Nope. Row home. Oh! Heh. Okay, it's just something good to place amongst row homes. Good. Good, so we've rezoned that. Now let's look at these blocks. We've got a bunch of low-density homes going north into the city, and I don't think we want to sit with that much anymore. Also, we've got this area of commercial development that's definitely getting redeveloped going forward. At one point there were plans. Now there just aren't really. So let's get rid of you. And then let's say... Let's say we wish we could toggle those off. Otherwise... Yeah, so let's do like a, say a 3x3 there. We'll really get our view when these start popping in, so... No, I'm not going to ask how big parking lots. Oh. Okay, actually that works for me. Let's just start plopping in altering 4x4s. Is what I would say if we hadn't run into this problem. Some altering 4x4s and then just, you know, have the low rent right there. And then probably... maybe not repeat that with that block. But let's say right here. So NA medium density. 4x4, 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 and then something like that. Then take the low density right here. And right there. And plop in some new roads. Woo! Let's go. And we'll come back in here so we can grab our zoning again, wherever medium density was. Then repeat the pattern. And let's get our low rents. So we got something there. We can swap in some paths in the future. And on second thought, I think I'm actually just going to vibe with this. Huh. Oh, there's some stuff I need to get rid of in there that I just made harder by doing this. You know what? Let's look at ones like these, and then let's just pop in those little 2x4s. I don't think there's a 2x4 in that size, though. But that's actually gonna grow the need for that, but I think let's hope we can get away with this. Otherwise, I've got a recording to build up off stream. And you know what we're also gonna do? Let's acknowledge the existence of right here. I don't know how I want to do that, but I think we'll put in some bits of mixed use because it's we'll do the mixed use over here by the school stadium. At some point, it might be an idea for me to increase the speed. Excuse me, sir, I wanted you to go too. Anyone who complains gets the boots. Through no faults of their own, we're just redeveloping. That's all. You guys get to live for now. So do you guys. Enjoy! Population is growing quite rapidly. And let's pull kind of the same thing over here. So I want medium density just to alternate a 4x4. This time I think we'll go this way with it. Now let's do something like that. Oopsies, that's not a B. I never remember where B is on this. Let's do 4x4 there. Leaving a couple pockets for some paths. 4x4 there. And then let's realize none of the mixed use is going to pop up because we have a bit of a commercial problem. Okay, let's see. New level. Do we unlock anything? The ability to make gated communities. Nah, I'm not going to do it. Tempting because that's kind of what Forester Park and Grandview are envisioned to be, but we'll be polite. We'll say they're not that stingy. But I think what we'll do is make sure I don't forget about this, because I might not have set the post office. Oops. Close to 50%, so I'll say this one, justifying its existence, perfectly fine. Okay, actually, before I place that, let's actually take a proper peek at our deficit and Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Tell me more. Can we get a breakdown of that? No, we can't. Okay. Well, our service fees definitely aren't keeping up with our tile upkeep. That's something to look at. Luckily, we aren't doing a deficit on the service trade. Let's see what we're looking at. What can we do to bring down the cost? We could have closed the train yard. Which would solve absolutely nothing, because that's like... Let's make sure... I think I have a bus... Nope, that's road maintenance. That's the post office. That's the not-in-use bus depot that we could have closed. Let's close this. Everyone's going to complain about unemployment. Right, what else can we close? Healthcare and death care. Education, and then parks and recs and communications. I'm gonna argue that one's justified. Close that one for now. This one doesn't have any operating districts, so that's good. Put a bit of stress on that then. And then... I'm probably going to regret it, but we're going to close the road maintenance depot. And that's about it, because then we have the telecommunications towers, which are... Alright, we could also close some of the schools. None of... Well, okay, that's at like 50%, so that one will probably hit as we build up density within Lakeview. It'll be the same story for Lakeview High, whereas when we come down to our dearly beloved Junction... Thanks, Gravity. Had two computers set up at one point. Keyboard was just sitting there. I don't know what that was, but it needed to go. I'm keeping these because we're going to build up to justify their existence, because I put way too much work into these. They're too pretty. Okay, where were we? Building. Congratulations, everyone. I take back everything I said. You guys get to stay. We need to build up low density now. This means looking out over here. So I say we build up a couple... Let's build out a couple grids a bit outside the main roads. Someone's probably yelling at me because it's just a giant straight line. They're right. But... Okay, last time I remember, I think we were doing like... Well, according to this, I'm doing 160 by probably 120. Yeah. So let's take this one out by 160 and then draw it up by 1... Or we do 80 to handle the transition. Because we're still, I hate it when that happens. What was I saying? That the road tool drives me mad sometimes. $160, go down by 80. Pretend that there isn't a problem. Game, why you do this? Problem no longer exists. So I've been told. Let's say it doesn't exist anymore. Also, that looks oddly stair-steppy. Hello, where is my topography tool? Profitability. Which one's topography? Oh. Or maybe I'm just crazy thinking that one of these is higher than the other. I do think going... What is this? 180? No, 160. That's 320. Because I didn't put the middle in. Now it makes more sense. Thought that looked big. Alright. So anyways, low density. Oh, I'm remembering. So we got the Rock Mansion, and then I think for EU we've got the Pop. Yeah, we got the Musician Mansions. So at some point, I need to remember to put those in. Anyways, just do 4x4s, even though the game won't. Crud. Just do 4x4s, even though you didn't create a grid that could handle it. There's just a 2x2 in the middle. I don't know what his problem was. Maybe we just put a road down the middle. 4 houses. It could be more, could be less. Just depends on our demand. Our demand will eventually figure itself out eventually. Again, so people have told me. Been a while since I looked at the inner workings of the madness that is paradox mathematics. Let's, you know, disregard the fact it's colossal order, so therefore not the black magic that was the Victoria II economy. Hooray! We've solved residential demand! And our people are getting a bit upset because we've closed businesses due to the fact of... It's going well. Let's maybe stop looking at speed. Oh. You know, the voice in my head tells me no, don't do the straight line. But there's part of me that's looking at this and going, sure. But you know, that would actually be a quite decently used road because the schools are right there. And you conveniently put roads in the back so that people can access them. So logically, this exists for a reason. Oh, not again. Hey, you want to run that one by me again? Here. Okay. I can live with that. I can't live with that, though. I'm gonna go this out by one more. I definitely... Yeah, there's a snap wrong somewhere. We'll deal with it later. It does strike me now that I think about it that I am also... building homes a little close to a railroad. And to that I say, hear me out while we have the money. What if we just make these one-ways? It's brilliant. And then we just have these wonderful small homes right along the tracks. That's not the size I wanted. Wonderful. Just wonderful. And we still don't have demand. Alright, you know what? Let's take some of these downtown commercial venues and let's replace them with offices. So I think this is a motel. No, that's a gas station. Aww. It'll be a shame to see it go, but... you know, the world needs more data centers. Let's just get rid of the ones that are complaining. Oh, you can go complain to your new city where they have customers for you. How's that sound? There we go.
This is an emergency broadcast.
Oh no. Let me guess.
Hailstorm is approaching. Damage to crops and property is expected. We urge citizens to stay inside until the storm is passed.
Hail didn't appear in the simulations. In other news, apparently some of our budget bleeding has finally dried up. We're not hemorrhaging funds. Let's see. I could probably do myself a favor if I adjusted taxation a bit. Meanwhile, while I was looking away for all of a few seconds, demand for single-family housing is back. Whoop-de-doo. And on the upside, stuff has begun developing right here. Which means I can just fill in these blocks. Maybe not that one. Well, Matt, let's also... I think there was a point whereby I was going to propose linking these together. I'm just going to own up to that being a lie. That would be a very long straight line. And I think we should do away with the straight lines. Too many straight lines. Well, long straight lines. Obviously, a grid is just a bunch of overlapping straight lines. Also, if I've got a free block where I can start throwing in some more low rents, because it looks like we're gonna have a particular demand for that right now. Sorry, but you three need to go. City plans. Gotta make way for all this low rent housing. Don't worry though, we're building you new homes. In the suburbs. And, well, I mean, I don't know if I'd really call it a suburb at the moment. This one should just be a 2 in the middle. And then the demand grows enough, we can just throw another one, and then you guys just, you know, live in your 2-bys. Because it's dense. Let's reduce speed for a bit, shall we? Because I think we should revisit Millersburg. Take advantage of the beach housing. Let's do a couple 3x3s here. Skip over this one. See if I can get... Nope. Or a 3x3. You can be a 2x3. You're another 3x3. Not playing whack-a-mole, so we'll just give you some space with your neighbors. Excuse me, sir, I wasn't finished zoning. Oh. This will just be 3x3 road, even though it's the old way. So for you, you're 2x4. Some wonderful beach homes to ruin the views all of these people had of the river. I can hear the retirees now. I paid for a beautiful view of the river. But then the mayor decided that some guy could build his beach house in front of mine. Now, my small home with a guest house in the back has to look at some dirty fencing. Because everything in the city's moving slow. Well, don't worry, grumpy old guy. Those things are about to get slower. That's Main Street, isn't it? No, 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 because that's a very long street. Let's make sure it has a proper end. Let's see. So we have that transformer station right there. Let's maybe do some review on where we want to move it to. Because we can actually go a decent bit outside of Livland. Or, you know, we just drop it up there for now. Until we inevitably move it sometime soon. Get rid of these high voltage lines. And let's get rid of these service roads because we're gonna build up. Let's do... How high is this? I think those blocks are 144. Yeah, and I actually do kind of like these 144 blocks, so I think we'll keep 144. 144. Hope that doesn't get annoying. Let's do 80. Come up there and not annoy anyone at all. Let's drop in some more high density, shall we? I think we should. I think we should do more high density. And frankly, I would even go so far as to argue, Hey, Brain, do you remember when you got rid of the service roads that, you know, connected the substation, the wind turbines, and the water pumping station to the entire region? What service roads? You know, the ones that connected basically all of the important utilities that weren't dumping our poop into the lake. The service roads that connected those utilities. I didn't delete them, they're just, you know, sitting right here disconnected. That's all. Yeah, about those. You think you could do me a favor? You know, we left behind some work on a, what one might call, Jeffersonian grid. Yeah, if you could just, just connect up to there. I don't think we're going to delete that anytime soon, at least. That should solve our problems that aren't escalating region-wide. Oh, hey, look, the man for single-family housing again. Where have we seen that before? Alright. 80, drag my 80, drop that, straw through an 80, pretend that the grids always look beautiful. I'm gonna look at those later. That looked very beautiful. 4, 2, 4, 4, 2, 4, 2. And then all that block's in development. That's not a block that's entirely in development. Stop right there. And then we pretend that there's no industrial demand whatsoever. As a matter of fact, since we're going slow, let's visit our dearly beloved community of Livland. And let's figure out where these rock stars are gonna live. I think the obvious choice will be... How much does this cost me, by the way? Nothing, because it's free! Anywho, Rock Mansion. Let's see, so we need to have a... Oh, actually, no, we could plop it down this way. But I don't think you'd really want your hedge to face... See, it looks like there should be a bunch of windows on that side. Right to this side. So it's, well, I mean, it looks like you've got like a giant state. I mean, giant dining area pretty much. So, you know. I'd argue, place it down. Oh. Oh, that's the backyard that has all that seating. Yeah. Not sure, let's go about it this way. And then let's take an alley because, you know, schmucks like this who live in the country and build giant mansions like these never do paved roads. And let's go complex complex curve like that. And do something like that. Just give it a little curviness. And then voila! Let's pretend we didn't realize that we built it on the highway. Good thing I have all this sitting down there then. And now we have a Rockstar Mansion on the river. You know, now that I think about it, that might have actually made more sense to put on the lake. I mean, let's face it, there is the arguable point. There's no windows here. This side of the building completely subverted my plans. Oh, no. If I could please remember how to properly drop this in, that'd be great. There we go. Much better. Let's pretend it isn't being placed in flat. Oops. Page down. Gonna have to redo that in a minute. Okay, we got that. Nope. Don't like that. Nope. Game doesn't like that. So we'll do something like that. Cool. And then, as per usual, between streams, I'll do all the decorating for that. But there! Now it's much nicer and makes me think of various things that my idea on how to place that made me think of. In other news, I'd argue the city finally has enough budget to give Millersburg exactly what the community has always needed. I might be wrong. Oh well. And we'll bring the fire station back online too. Now you people can stop complaining. Well, I mean, they weren't complaining to begin with. Let's get rid of you. Because they don't need you anymore. Excuse me. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now we watch that budget we saw that we thought was increasing begin to decrease. Because someone decided to put stuff back. Right, it's back, but it's smaller now. Look, see, we can follow this guy. Let's watch him roam his little district of however many meters by however many meters. Excuse me, that was bright. And what are you delivering, my friend? Where are you going to? And where's that by chance? Okay then. Just a guy coming through the town in one of the umpteen bajillion spots I dropped in because it's all rural highway right now. Alright, so we still have oversaturation of commercial demand. I'm gonna keep it for now. And I think let's just change up how we've been doing these blocks because it's... looks like our biggest demand is definitely in the... Hold on, I'd be putting a 2x2 in the middle there. Well, not if I resize these. You know, sort of just like increase density a bit. You know, like... Ow. Why do I still have anarchy on? I thought I turned that off. Ugh. Lindbergh. Maybe those are the better we got rid of that. See, you would still be dropping in a... yeah. And apparently just dropping those buildings in solved the entire demand problem. Okay. Well, I mean, it's a slow speed right now. Let's go speed 2. Should allow me to just, you know, drop these in. Then, while we're in the neighborhood, let's finish up this Shrine area where I'm going to say I'm going to build a park and then never build a park. Excuse me, sir. Well, you see I'm going to build a park there, so I don't exactly care about continuity. See? Nothing ventured, nothing gained, nothing ruined, because it's all the same. Ooh, you fancy pantses, some 4x4s. And... is this where we ultimately Well, I think we discovered some wonkiness, but I think the wonkiness sorted itself out, so I think we're good.
Naughty Nan on the air with the coolest beat in town.
Well, if the game agrees.
Let me give a shout out to all the new development
Nope.
that's going on. Loving what's happening. I was out shopping.
Oh, I'm pretending I didn't see that.
Got to keep my look fresh.
And it's everywhere.
Say, represent. Anyway, I was shopping with my little brand.
Ay.
We treated ourselves to matching platform sneakers. Yo, you have got to check out my latest social media post for the cutest.
Let's bring back the 144 for a minute.
These sneakers
Just so I don't get
like walking
too
on
upset with the
clouds.
city.
No, really, up on them things, you like sky high. I got a little dizzy. But
Yeah.
my bunions felt so much better sitting on top of all that technical fiber.
We'll revisit you later. So anyway, Soph, I'd like to bring up a point. You know, I think we could probably begin doing something about, you know, the grids. You know, don't you think it's about high time we got rid of them? Maybe. Maybe we get rid of the grids. I'll be honest, I never had a southern point of demarcation between them. You know what? That actually works for me. Now, how do I plan on dealing with this? Well, the neat part is we do deal with it. 4x4, 4x4. We throw in some 2x2s. Alright. That's why we aren't touching Hawthorne right now. Good to know. Thank you! I am glad you guys could agree on what to do with that one bit of space that you weren't using. Oh, would you look at that? Our deficit's back. Quick, build more roads. At 144 there, we just go, you know, try and make up our mind where exactly the 80 is. Oh, that got worse. That might solve it. No, it didn't. Nope. I saw the cursor slip for a minute, and I don't like the way the cursor is slipping. Oh, that's a 2x2. Doesn't exist. At the moment. There. That works. And then we'll just pretend that space doesn't exist. Because it just doesn't. And somebody's having a disagreement with me again. There we go. Much better. Now, why is my only demand industry? We demand more factory jobs in this community. Mostly because we can't, at the moment, justify building more houses. Until now. Now we can justify building more houses. Yeah, I think we'll sort of stick to this pattern. I say as I begin fighting the game with my limited budget. Wait, that doesn't feel right. Mate, we literally just fit those in. Oh! I know what happened. You changed the grid size, didn't you? No. You know, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you changed the grid size. No, I think you're crazy. Look at these beautiful homes that will inevitably complain that they moved in next to a railroad. And how they have to listen to the train blow its horn. Or how isn't it a shame you have these deer just walking through their backyards. Walking through the construction sites of their new homes. I think I'll create one more block going this way. And it failed again. Okay, that's it. No more guidelines. Where's the guideline tool? I've dealt with that thing enough. I shall opt for the non-concerning option with this one. Wait, where'd the development go again? Is that the question? Isn't that the question? Let's break. Have I been planning this from the get-go? I feel like I've seen this road before. I just gotta be crazy. By the by, did you perchance happen to realize that your one-ways were left-hand traffic? What left-hand traffic? That's clearly right-hand traffic. Alright, back over here, in the area that we've been contemplating how exactly to develop. You know, let's just like, you know, drop in a few homes between homes. Well, apartment blocks between apartment blocks, I should say. Yeah, so the idea is to maybe drop some parking lots in there if we feel like. But that idea can be revised. So we're looking at the same story here. Let's maybe drop in something narrow there. And what are we looking at? Well, if you ask me, what we're looking up at is a very built-up, medium-density community, so to speak. Obviously, we still have these here that we haven't replaced yet, no. But we'll get there. I don't know when yet. Also, those buildings are a thing. And I choose rezone. By the way, that fits in with the American ones, right? Right, okay, good. Because both of these buildings are moods. Actually, you know what? I take back the idea of those being moods. Let's just not even bother with that, but we'll throw in some row homes there because it, you know, just kind of, this block feels a bit far from our sort of high density we're building up around here, which could probably use some looking at. And there's a tornado.
Storm spotters have reported a tornado.
Hi, Mr. Tornado. You're very far away.
Extreme wind conditions are
Don't come my way.
All citizens are advised to seek shelter at this time.
And the deficit's growing again. Well, what went up this time? Well, you know, maybe if we just, like, cut back on... Ooh, really got it in my throat. Maybe if we just cut back on the roads a bit, maybe? That sounds like more roads are needed. Meanwhile, I've been putting out all the white space we were supposed to fill up. And we've been very focused on our white space. Retrospect indeed. Retrospect indeed. On the upside, we have pretty large production surpluses. I think we're doing okay. Maybe I'll, you know, drop a line of factories. See if that helps in the least bit with our demand. And taxation. Problems.
Increasing areas of forest are being engulfed by flames. The thick smoke rising from the fire makes the air dangerous to breathe. Citizens are advised to vacate any premises near the fires and remain at a safe distance until
worst case scenario,
manage to get the fires
people
under control.
complain. I don't think that solved our deficit.
Stacking fresh beats all day and all night. You're listening to the smooth beat, keeping it fresh with Naughty Nan.
Huh. Well, meanwhile, we could distract ourselves by looking at this beachfront housing. I'll be honest, I could have zoned a bit closer to the river. I don't see that forest fire. Oh, there we go. That was weird. Okay. Let's just drop a few bits of riverfront property. Maybe spice up the local scene a bit. But otherwise, we have non-existent demand right now. Non-existent demand, our coffers are in the toilet, and construction is slow. By the way, I forget. Yeah, no, so that, you know, sticks to the whole North River Highway, which follows the river, downtown Livland. Did I name this a bypass or something by chance? Ah, okay. Yeah, now I remember. So, pretty much the whole highway system that runs along the river. You have the inland section and then the one that goes proper along the river. The inland section mostly just being a sort of bypass. I shouldn't say a bypass, it's just a direct route. We might visit the bypass idea in the future, but that would probably see us taking advantage of over here and probably connecting up over here, so I don't know if that'd really be a bypass that we would do because it's, you know, just a generic local highway, so to speak. But anyway, so, you know, ends up in Lakeview, which is, you know, the lake. You have the South River right here and the North River right here. So you have the North River section, and then you have this sort of direct route. And of course you have this highway here that, this rural road that connects up to the highway. And then of course you have the highway. That we'll work on, slowly but surely. When Livland has money again. Alright. Let's review the state of our industrial demand, shall we? As you can see, industrial demand skyrocketing. No end in sight to the demand. So much so that I'm just gonna get rid of a bunch of useless commercial properties that are serving no purpose right now in order to satiate that demand and hopefully drive up demand of other things, lest we have no demand whatsoever. No demand, declining population. I think we're doing well. Hey, population's coming back. Budget. Oh, the budget is back to mega surplus. I mean, deficit. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think those are zoned to become offices, so. Well, I think I'm going to say this was probably short-lived and that I'll have to run it off stream. But you know what? In case this is the end, let's appreciate some stuff. The health clinic, with its great big parking lot, and fenced-in parking lot because that was the only parking lot we had that fit at the time. This square that I did absolutely nothing with. Our city government center that I also did nothing with. It was on the to-do. It was on the to-do list. I just never got to it. Obviously, you've got the Lakeview schools. I still argue they look beautiful. The station that I honestly had to put a lot of thought into where it was going. Millersburg are beautiful, much more low density than everything else in the entire city community. Even though it really is just on the edge of, well, I mean, I'd argue that's a bit realistic, you know, having something like this on the edge of growing out developments. Obviously, we hardly even touched the Livland Junction area. Ooh! Oh. Oh, Lord. Yeah, you guys shouldn't be there. You need to be a much better corner shop, mate. And these are actually a bit taller than the ones I'd originally seen over there. Yeah, those need revisited. Oh, see, that's what I was looking for. Something like this. It's actually surprisingly small. You've got backyards here. Actually, wait, oh! Okay, so you have this archway that leads into these backyards. Interesting. I'll keep that for now. It actually kind of looks nice and I think fits more with the density for what this downtown should be. This is actually kind of a nice bit about the region packs they added. It's, you know, you can get buildings like these that, if, like, even when you're making a more North America themed, this looks like something I would see in some of the old cities that really stopped growing around the 1900s. Actually, yeah, no, I mean, like, for all I'm hating on this, well, I'm hating on that because I want something that fits in the corner. Oh, hey, look, demand for more suburban sprawl. If the game insists. But I can't really afford to put more roads in. We're stuck facing the deficit. I'll redo this at some point. Oh, because I don't have a road back. That's okay. Yep, I should have thought about that. We'll revisit that as always. Actually, I think I wanted that to sort of... Yeah, I did want that to sort of just end off there. So let's, you know, drop a house in the middle. Let's see. So actually, you know, I did give myself some
fire and rescue service reports that fires are currently spreading in the nearby forest. The billowing clouds of smoke pose a serious health risk to anyone nearby.
Yeah, I think that works.
At this time, all citizens in the affected area are instructed to immediately move to a safe distance until the situation is under control.
And now we have media. Oh, I've been... No, I can't really do that. Yeah, let's just drop some medium density buildings in a couple of spots here. Let's see. Drop something like that there. Drop a couple. Yeah, let's just drop some neighboring 4x4s there. Cover that demand. Yeah, leave a 4x4 in the middle there. Oh. Shoot. No, I don't want to do that. I'm going to want to bulldoze those because I'm going to build some pathways there when I have the time.
Stacking fresh beats all day and all night. You're listening to the smooth beat, keeping it fresh with Naughty Nan.
Okay, let's see. We're in our next two, no money left. Can we throw some more? Excuse me, sir, are you located along this road, or am I just... I'm gonna ignore you for not being along that road. And I think we'll just... Ugh. Let's get that shit. Well, it's just the time of year. Build a couple houses along here. Let's see. Yeah, so the argument is not to do it there because the way in which our two southernmost rural highways work. Could build some more up here, but I'm passing on that. Let's see. I want some more medium density. I plan to put a parking lot there, so let's not. See that we did. A couple more blocks like that. And then we do have this block right here that's open to ideas. Come back to that one. So I think I'm gonna toy around up here again. So I've got some spaces. I've got some spaces that could use some work. Let's change that over to European, though, because that's what we use over here. Something like that, mayhaps. Then 4x4 right there. Go as deep as we can right there. Small one right there. Big one right there. So much space already used up. You pop in some European beach homes. There we go. Doing them 3 wide seems to be the only way to get them to really work. And I proceed to not listen to myself. We'll say that for when I want to do 4 wide. Let's see. Back to North American.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin.
A severe hailstorm is approaching. Damage to crops and property is expected. We urge citizens to stay inside until the storm has passed.
Something like that. Actually, no, I lied. Because I do want to keep a 4x4. 2, 3, 4. So something like that. And that keeps us up 4x4 in there where we can place some parking lots. Ah, bro, Raggy. Not enough water. this do I get for... Let's just get rid of that. Let's do that, and then let's real quick pause while I take a break.